Hey guys, today is October the 5th of 2020, and I wanted to go over the uranium spot price using Gann price and time technical analysis. The reason for this video is one, for recap, two, to show you my thought process in the analysis of the uranium spot price, and three is to show you Gann's time cycles and how I use that to apply it to the chart to give me a better understanding of where we are in regards to the time cycle and what we are approaching that is very important to keep your eyes on. So without further delay, let's get right into it. Gann's major time cycles. The great cycle master time period is the 60-year cycle. Gann said this is the most important cycle. It's the 60-year. Then he broke it down into the 50, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 7, the 5, the 6-year, the 3-year, and then the 1 year. It's the smallest that he has. I've noticed within Gann's cycles and using the uranium spot price, I've seen a lot of the 10-year become pretty prominent in the chart. The 15-year picked a low. I saw that the 20 years coming up. The 7 years pretty hot in the chart. The 6-year from the all-time low to the all-time high was pretty prominent, and I seen a couple of 3 years within the chart. So this one is pretty hot because this was coming up next year. This is the one that, and when I say this one, I say 15 years and change. It picked the low that we recently have. This one I just seen a bunch. This is a very hot cycle in the uranium spot price, and this one it's good too. I've seen some things, but not as much as a 10-year cycle. And the 6-year, like I said, the all-time low to the all-time high and change. That was that 6-year cycle, and the 3-year. I'm going to show you that I've seen it a lot also. So let's get right into it, and let's get into the chart. I'm going to just start adding things, and I'm going to explain as they come up what we are seeing. The first thing I want to show you is the 6-year and change cycle. From the all-time low to the all-time high, that took 6 years and change. So that goes that cycle working out right there. The next one is the 3-year. From the all-time high to this swing pivot point here took 3 years. Exactly. Not that bad. Then from here, this is 8 months it took from this low to the Fukushima. I just wanted to see the swing points. How long does it take for each swing point and within, the instrument? From this Fukushima high to this swing low took 3 years and change. So there goes another Gann minor cycle, minor cycle, minor cycle. And these are the major. The next one is from here to here. It wasn't really much. It was 5 months it took for that move. And then from this move here to this low, our current low of 2016 took 2 years. So it was less than the 3-year cycle. From this low to our recent high of May 30th of $33.93 took 185 weeks to get to that high. Does that number look familiar? 1850. Gann says that when price and time meet together, there's a possible change in trend. From the all-time high to this low right here, 7-year cycle. Then this is when I started applying Gann's theory into the future. As you can see right here, I put March 11th, 2018 is a 7-year cycle, and that's from the Fukushima high to here was a 7-year cycle. What happened here within the 7-year cycle? Well, we made a low. We went up. We kind of went sideways, a little bit up. And then right around right here, we kind of dipped lower. And then we had a thrust, a momentum to the upside within the 7-year cycle. So you see, this is exactly 7 years, but I was forecasting that something was cooking here. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you how this all builds up. I was thinking, watch it here because this is a 7-year cycle coming and something is cooking, as I call it. 10-year cycle is right here, June 30th. And when I say 30th, it's because these are monthly charts. I don't know the exact dates. I'm just using the month. 2017, 10-year cycle. Where does this 10-year cycle come from? It comes from the all-time high. From here, 10-year cycle, exactly. So you got the 7 right here, and you got the 10-year right here. So right there, something was cooking right here in my eyes. Something is brewing, and price is either going to explode or retest that low, and it ended up exploding to the upside. Let's keep adding 10-year cycle. Now this one is 10 years and change. It's not exactly from the all-time low to the all-time high. Wow. Who could have predicted that? If I was analyzing it hardcore the way I do now, I probably, we were here. I would have been, and I had this knowledge back then, in 2009, because, you learn and grow as you learn Gann stuff and you start seeing patterns. And the more you see it, the more confidence you get and the more understanding and knowledge you get. I could have been saying, you know what? We're approaching a 10-year cycle. It could probably be a bottom, thinking, since we're just pushing lower, somewhere around here, maybe we could have found a low and then shoot up. But that's, me looking in hindsight now. But the 3-year cycle was here. It popped and lined up with the 10-year, and bam, you got the Fukushima. I don't even know if I would have even predicted that. But I would have been saying there's something cooking because the 10-year is coming. See how important the 10-year is within uranium? I don't know why, but it's very interesting to see how the 10-year is always picking these like interesting hot zones of big turning points. Let's continue. From this low right here, we go 10 years out. Look what's happening. Just a little bit from May, we just hit a 10-year. And prices are starting to turn. So we have price and time that met together. We have a 10-year from this low to here. So it's like a cluster. Interesting. Let's continue. From this all-time high, 10-year ends up somewhere around January the 25th. Actually, January. Just call it January 2021. Right here. 15-year cycle that I mentioned. From the all-time low to this low, current low of 2016 was 15 years and change. So it wasn't exactly 15 years, but it was 15 years and change. We made a recent low. And this is the the 15-year cycle that I was mentioning in the chart on the Gann's master time cycle. And now from the all-time low, we're approaching the 20-year cycle, which is somewhere between January and February of 2021. Let's continue. Yep. And then I have that already pointing out right here as a hot zone. Anything else? I think that's it in regards to time. What's this? Oh, okay. I don't know what this is. Okay. Oh, another one. So from the all-time high, $136.22. If you convert that into years, remember what I said, price and time. Gann said price and time. when price meets up with time, there is a great chance for a possible change in trend. So what is this telling me as a uranium spot price researcher using Gann's theory? Not really concerned about volume, not really concerned of what's going on with this price, if they're manipulating it or not. The fact of the matter is that if Gann's theory works in this chart, and we're going to see once we approach 2021, what's going to happen if we start seeing price action explode for whatever reason. I don't know what the catalyst is. All I know is that there is a big cluster lining up right here. And I am showing it to you today as an investor so you could be aware of what we are approaching. A big price in time. 13 years, 0.622 years right here lining up. So what are the hot zone? The end of the year, the 20-year cycles right here. This 13-year, 0.622 year cycle is right here. Not cycle, but price and time meeting. You have a 10-year cycle right here from this high, from here. You got a 10-year cycle from Fukushima right here. Do I have any more? Well, this is 3 years and change from this low to this high. Did I tell you that we see a lot of 3 years? There was a 3 years from here, and then there was a change, a minor, correction. There was a 3 years right here, and there was a correction. And now we just hit a 3 year right here, and now we're starting to see a correction. Let me take this off so it won't cluster everything here. Clutter everything. Yeah. I think that's it. So let's zoom in real quick. And let's dissect where we at right now. So key support that I'm seeing right now from this swing pivot low is 28.25. If uranium spot price gets there, it needs to hold that support. If uranium spot price gets anywhere to $29.07, anywhere between 28 and 29, and holds that, that needs to hold for support. That's a level you need to watch. Next trend line I wanted to show you is this trend line from this low here, this channel. If price action can't hold 28, 25, and it pushes lower into next year, and we hit this channel, I would be a buyer of uranium and just put a stop. I mean, I'm not saying here, not uranium spot price itself, but looking at the uranium stocks. Once we approach next year, that's when I'll be like, all right, what's oversold? I'm gonna accumulate something here and put a stop, and then just see what happens if we ever get here. If we get here, we just kind of go sideways to the end of the year, December. Once next year starts, then I might dip my toes and see what happens. But this is the cluster. Support right here. Right here. And let's see if prices could hold this and go sideways. I mean, and it may not have to just do it exactly in January of next year, because you can see that sometimes uranium does its own thing and maybe pushes lower. But if I see it hold this angle and then starts going up, or if I see it just hold this support line right here and go up, or even hold this one right here and start going up, that's when I think is the best time to get in the stocks and just see what happens. Because we have a whole cluster of pricing cycles landing here. So these are the levels that I will keep an eye on, especially this trend line. And even if it breaks it, it could be a nice head fake for the bears, to want to push it lower or whatever. I mean, we're so oversold. It's just ridiculous. But those are the key levels you want to watch on spot price. And if it continues pushing lower, then maybe it could be that it's just going to squeeze everybody out and retest this low. And sometime next year, it doesn't have to be January. I'm just showing you that everything is lining up between the last month and the beginning, January, February. Those are where the actual cycles hit. But it could take, maybe a little longer before they really, trigger it. Now, the question everybody's asking, what could trigger this thing to, explode? I don't know. We're living in a crazy world right now with COVID and all these things going on. Who knows if we go to war, God forbid, but if a war breaks out and, we're fighting with China and Russia, I mean, I don't know, or Iran, whatever it is, we don't even know. We just know that things are just getting hot right here. And if you start seeing in the news that something is happening and could affect the uranium, then that's it. That's the light bulb. You can't hesitate. That's that's when you got to be gung ho and be like, all right, I got to pull the trigger and, do risk management. And this is how much I'm willing to risk. But everything is lining up according to these cycles. So I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to explain my theory using Gann's, approach, my thought process. That's why I've been saying, don't buy the stocks now. I don't think it's the right time to buy it. Let it come to support. Let uranium spot price come down and find some support and maybe consolidate, go sideways. And then next year, that you start seeing some momentum going up, and you start seeing, Cameco, whatever, all these other stocks that are out there. I'm probably going to do a video maybe within this week of all the stocks that I have on my radar that I'm watching, and just to see where they're at right now this week, price-wise, and then just kind of give you my thoughts on that. Well, hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you like this video. If you're a uranium, investor, this is your video. This is what you need to watch. This is what you need to get in your head, and be patient. When the right time hits, it's going to happen. But price action has to confirm it. If price action doesn't confirm it, then you have to just be on the sideline and wait to whatever the event, whatever it is, the catalyst that's going to hit this thing, that the Momo kicks in. I mean, there's been a good Momo. This is your trend line. This is what you want to watch. We got to hold this and we got to hold this. Those two things. If we crack it, let it see, give it a little wiggle room. And if it gets above it, that was a head fake. And if it continues going higher, then that's when you need to start watching the stocks and get your favorite ones that you like, that you've been watching, and then get in a small position. Don't go crazy. Don't go nuts and buy, a million shares. No. Get something small, build a position when it gets somewhere around here. And if it gets below there and it starts pushing lower, then, and it stops you out, then the timing was wrong. But this is the better chance of getting in instead of here and here. This is the area where you want to watch out. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the uranium spot price using Gann's price and time technical analysis.